action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The economy's not showing any need that it needs lower rates.
That is probably one of the dumbest statements I've heard from anyone on Fox Business or CNBC. Do you hear what he's saying? Listen to what this dope's saying.
The economy's not showing any need that it needs lower rates.
Nah, we don't need lower rates. Oh, is he nuts? That's a bold-faced lie, and I'm going to prove it in a moment. But first, I've been telling my members, and they'll tell you this is the truth. For probably the last 3-4 months, I've been saying we're going to make a lot of money in oil. We're going to make a lot of money in gold, mining stocks. I said, remember, when you look at, for 14 years, they were keeping rates at zero through a program called QE, printing money to go buy treasuries to drive rates down. For 14 years, they've been destroying the dollar. And that dollar, at some point, it's going to hit these oils, and oils are going to go through the roof, gold's going to go through the roof, everybody's going to be dumping their dollars. And today, it started to happen. And we are already in these stocks that rallied today. I had my members be in the ETF, XLE, several times. And it shot from $83.20 to $85.66. I'll give you a percentage in a moment. All the oils, all the shorts who've been shorting the oils, pushing them down, are now covering their shorts. It's called short covering. It's a short covering rally. We call it 50% rally. In other words, if you take any stock that dropped, if a stock dropped from 100 down to 50, and then what you do is divide that by 2, find out where the 50% is. Okay, so let's say $75. So when we drop from 100 down to $50, everybody who caused that drop from 100 to $50 by shorting, and let's say you made $5,000 doing that. Well, you haven't made your money yet because you got to buy that stock. It's called short covering. And the market will rally very quickly, very strong, up 50%. It'll go up 50%, then it'll stop. Because above that 50%, you got too many sellers, huge sellers. You don't have enough firepower to go beyond that 50%. It's called the 50% rule. And that's probably what's going to be happening right now with oil. Don't jump. If you missed it, don't jump and start chasing it today. You already had to be in it like we have been. And I talked about it several times, especially our gold, too. Here's what I've said. Put a scout on our oils, put a scout on our golds, mining stocks, any of those commodities. Gold and oil is going to run. The dollar is going to get killed at some point, and I want you to be in these things. And so the only way you're going to be in them if you're watching them, and the best way to do it is just by a scout. Right. What that is this. Psychologically, what happens is this. If you know, for example, gold's going to go up at some point, the miners I'm talking about, oil's going to go up at some point, because they've been really trashed. Stock's been driven down so much. And then you reach a point where you start seeing big down days, like we had this 800-point drop all of a sudden we saw our oils weren't going down. We also saw our golds weren't going down that much. That's called basing. That means those particular stocks, the selling is pretty much done. That's called basing or relative strength. And when you see that, what you do is you put on a scout. Just buy one share. That's all you need, one share to keep observing that occurrence. In other words, if you know that oil is getting trashed and you know that gold miners are getting trashed and you know the small mid-cap stocks are getting trashed, they're the worst, nobody wants them, that's the stocks that you're going to make a lot of money on in the future. So you just put a scout on. By putting a scout on, once you're going to watch it every day. And what's going to happen psychologically, you're watching it every day and all of a sudden you're going to become a believer. Hey, this thing is going to take off. So like the other day when the market dropped that 800 points once again, you could see oil wasn't going down much. And the golds weren't going down that much. So because you've been following it for 3-4 months, now it rings in your head that, hey, this thing, they got to come back. Everybody who shorted this, everybody who shorted a stock that was at 200, now it's down to $50. They haven't made any money until they buy the stock. I want to catch that short covering rally. And you figure out where 50% would be. But keep that scout on. I don't care if it's for a week, 2 weeks, or even 2 years. You watch it every day, you'll be in front of it. Because psychologically what happens, you look at it once, and you don't go back to it. Maybe you go back once in a while. But then when the move finally makes a big run today, like our XLE, we've been in for quite a while. That's our ETF for energy. As soon as it moved today, our gang members, boom, they started to add to their position. A person who hasn't been following a stock, who doesn't do this technique, he'll sit there and see it go up and go, oh my God, what's going on? Let's find out what's going on. And then he's going to hesitate. I'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow the stock went from 83 to, let's say, 86. Tomorrow morning he's going to open up at 87 or 88. And they hesitate again. Then finally they see it near 90. Now it's killing them. They got to get in. But they got in after the bus left the terminal. See, smart money doesn't chase stocks. Smart money identifies that stocks, the ones that are beaten down, the ones that nobody wants, that's where the money is going to go at some point. It has to go up at least 50%. There's no question. Because if you buy a stock, give you an example. If you buy a stock, you short a stock's at 100. So I think that stock is going to go down to 50. So what I do is I go to the broker and tell him I want to get me some shares, and I want to short some shares. I want to borrow them. So what the broker does is if he has stock and inventory, then he'll give me the shares. I can borrow them. And then as the stock goes down, and it drops from 100 down to 50, now I borrowed them. I can now buy them. And the guy on the other side is losing, but I'm making big money. So, but again, remember, I got to buy them because I only borrow. When you short, you're borrowing the stock at 100, all right? But you haven't paid for it yet. So you just borrowed the actual certificates. And then when the stock dropped to 50, now you can buy them at 50. And the guy who bought them before you and before him, all of a sudden they're all doing the same thing covered. And bang, the stock goes up 50% so quick. And then it'll stop. And then hopefully from there, okay, things work out, interest rates and so forth, and the market will keep going up. But that's what's going on today. And that's what we've been doing. Now, rates were at zero for 14 years. 14 years. From 2008 to 2022. And as a result of the low rates, the dollar was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. The NASDAQ rallied 1,200% because of zero rates, and the S&P 650% because of zero rates. But so did inflation. So when Bernanke and Obama, and Biden started this rally in 2009 using QE, they knew there was going to be huge inflation, but they didn't care. Because remember, they were being financed by Wall Street. That's how they got in. They're being financed by Wall Street. And if Wall Street wants big inflation. But at some point, that inflation gets out of control. We'll talk about that when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. you make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, today we're seeing oil rally. And remember, oil will rally when the dollar gets destroyed. And what destroys a dollar? And what makes the dollar depreciate is a lack of faith in that dollar as a result of monetary policies that are put in by a White House. Also, debt and deficits. Then you have so much debt and so much deficits because you keep on spending, but you never cut. You spend more than your tax revenue. So if anybody asks what's going on right now, this is the start of that dollar getting crushed. And everybody gets loud, never happened, never happened. Well, look out your window. It's happening. So debt and deficits. And people, remember, investors start losing faith. The people who loan to us, China, Japan, they lose faith when they see our economy's not growing, when they see our debt is growing, but not our economy. And our debt to our growth, the ratio should be 60%. It's doubled that. All as a result of bad monetary policies from the White House. Bidenomics. It hasn't worked. It caused both inflation and also rising prices, trade deficits, all that makes the dollar weaker. And the dollar has dropped today, and oil has taken off. Again, one day doesn't make a trend. We know that. The problem is, when you go back and look at zero rates for 14 years, that didn't help the dollar, that's for sure. You keep printing and printing and printing. What do we get out of that? We got a rally of 1,200% in the big tech stocks, the NASDAQ. We got a rally of 600% in the S&P. Who benefited from that? Not the companies, not labor. Wall Street. Wall Street. But we also got out of those big rallies in 14 years, massive inflation. So to fight inflation, the Fed said, we got to start raising rates. And they started to raise rates, remember, in February 2022. That's after the market went up 1,200%, 650%. By February 2022, when the market stopped going up from 2008 to January 2022, and rates started to go up from 0 to 0.8, all of a sudden by October 2022, rates are at 3.8. By January of 2023, almost 5%, 4.8%. Now, what was that doing? That was causing heavy losses on the banks. Because remember, banks take their money and they buy treasuries. And they were able to borrow money at 0%. And they go and they bought treasuries that were giving them yields or profits at 2.2%. Pretty nice, isn't it? You go borrow money from zero and you go buy treasuries, you get 2.2%, just go home and sleep, making money. By the time your feet hit the floor the next morning, you probably made $1,200. So that's what was going on. However, it's that they were never honest about the inflation that was caused for the 14 years. So they were starting to raise rates, as I said, from 0.8% in 2022 to October 2022, 3.8, to January 2023, 4.8. Couldn't have hit worse at a worse time. By March 2023, the three banks collapsed. Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic, and Signature. Again, they were buying these money at zero and getting yields at 2.2%. Soon as they went from 0 to 2.2%, the yields, they weren't making any money, but didn't stop there either. Now it went to 5%. Now they're losing money. Now the three banks had $60 billion in losses, in unrealized losses. Not only them, but there's 180 other banks that have $600 billion in losses. And the banks that nobody talks about, the big banks, the three biggest banks in this country have losses of about $260 billion. That's right. Nobody wants to talk about Citi with $25 billion in losses, Bank of America $132 billion, Wells Fargo $40 billion, JP Morgan $40 billion. Oh, they don't talk about that. So now you go back to October 2022. That's the one everybody talked about, because remember, the market after 14 years finally corrected from 2022 down to October 2022. As those rates were going up, think about what was going on. How could a market go up? How the hell could a market from October 2022 to July 2023 go up 28% when you have rates going up? Markets go down when rates go up. Markets go up when rates going down. What the hell was going on? How could the market rally? It was magic. No, it wasn't magic. It wasn't magic. What they did, instead of printing more money to go buy treasuries, which would cause more inflation, they did the financial trickery of printing $450 billion, put it in a pool, and told the four largest banks, go and buy Apple and Microsoft so we could rally this market, because we're in trouble, because the banks, the regional banks, 180 of them are upside down. Only 3 has gone bellied up, because we're going to put a program into more warning of bank term funding programs so the CEOs of the other 180 banks will feed them, keep them alive. People won't know the difference. So think about that. So by the time you got to July 2023 with a 28% rate, everybody's looking around and saying, how the hell did this happen? Rates are going up, the banks are blowing up, but the market's going up. What a wonderful country. Well, didn't last, did it? Boom, the market goes from 2023 down to October 2023, drops 10%, ready to go down 50%, ready to have the crash. Well, we got to lower rates, right? But remember what this guy keeps telling us from CNBC about the rates. We don't need lower rates.
The economy's not showing any need that it needs lower rates.
Yeah,
the economy's not showing any need that it needs lower rates.
Imagine the economy was collapsing in October 2022, March 2020, but they didn't need lower rates. He was right. You want to know why?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, you know, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You know, there is no question the market is going to crash because what's going on with the dollar. And they started to destroy the dollar in 2008. Now remember, the dollar can get whacked easily. As I said, much of the time when the dollar gets crushed is because there's lack of faith in our dollar. Our lenders don't believe in the dollar anymore because they understand that our president, our White House, our Congress, they don't care about debt and deficits. Remember, they come right out and say that debt is not a problem. They don't consider debt a problem when it's a huge problem. So if you have a lack of faith in our dollar because we have so much debt and deficits, we spend more than we take in. That means our economy's slowing, doesn't grow. Inflation keeps moving higher. And all of this started with monetary policies. Always starts with monetary policies, which caused both the inflation and rising prices. And where's all that come from? When he started out with the America COVID plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the omnibus bill, the funding of Ukraine. We're spending money like crazy that we don't have. So this guy is trying to sell us that we don't need lower rates.
The economy's not showing any need that it needs lower rates.
Now, the reason he said that, because what he knows is what most of us don't know, or most people don't know, is that they were doing, when everything is going to hell in a handbasket from 2022 to October 2022, and when the banks from October 2022 to March 2022 were collapsing and rates were going up, what he knew is what most of us knew. Instead of cutting the deficit, making cuts, stop spending more than we take in, the last thing they could do is print more money. Say, you know, we're going to print more money. We're going to do another QE. We're going to buy treasuries. The more treasuries buy, the rates come down. Well, that gig is up. People are suffering with inflation, food prices, gas prices. They don't want to see us doing that. So what did they do to get prices down? They didn't. They put the pool together, $450 billion, and gave the three biggest banks the $450 billion to go buy Microsoft and Apple. And that's how we got that rally from October 2022 to July 2023. 28% in an environment of rates going from 0 to 5%. An environment, you got your three biggest banks going broke, regional banks. And behind those three regional banks, you have another 180 regional banks that has another $600 billion unrealized losses. They didn't have to report them yet. That's all that means. But the market went up. But see, it didn't hold, did it? No, because in July 2023, it went right down to October 2023, on its way down, heading for a 50% crash. As we got to 10%, Yellen jumps in. She's got to do something. Well, she can't announce she's going to start QE again, print more money, go buy treasuries, drop interest rates, and push inflation up. So she does a real clever trickery to get rates to drop from 5% to 3% to get the rally to go up. She suspends on the treasuries the interest rate of the coupons. She suspends the interest rate coupons of the treasuries. When you buy a treasury, you get a coupon, you get an interest rate. She suspended those payments. So remember, she suspends to get rates to go from 5 to 3% to push the rally up. When the banks are collapsing, inflation's high, she did financial trickery. I mean, isn't that amazing? Think about it. So she says, I just won't pay the coupons. I won't pay the interest. Rates will drop then. And then in January 2023, they did the trickery of, well, we won't tell anybody about, you know, that we're not going to go and buy treasuries and get the rates down. What we'll do is we'll print $450 billion and we'll take our four biggest banks and we'll tell them to buy Microsoft and Apple. So that rally from October 2022 to July 2023, and then the rally from October 2023 after the collapse up to where we are today is all trickery. It's not going to work. And they're running out of road. They're running out of road. Now, so what really gets me is that there's no truth. We don't get any truth. Listen to this. This is the press secretary. Where's her cut? Listen to this. Instead of getting truth so we can deal with truth and fix what's wrong, here's what we got.
Well, here's the thing. Bidenomics is indeed working when we say that you look at the data, right? Cost is going down, right? You think about inflation. When you think about wages going up, that is Bidenomics.
What's wrong with her? That's a bold-faced lie. Now, when I first heard her say that, then I heard her say this, that Bidenomics is working?
What we're trying to say, what I'm trying to say to you is that the economy is in a better place than it has been historically.
So at first I said, she is dumber than a box of rocks. She looks like the ass end of a mule, but she's dumber than a box of rocks. A lethal combination. And I'm wondering, that's too bad she's so dumb. Then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, what am I talking about? So I looked up her education. She's not dumb at all. She's a very bright person. She graduated from Columbia University. But as a White House press secretary, her primary responsibility is to act as the spokesperson, to say whatever she's told to say. So she speaks for the president. Even if she knows what she's saying is a bold-faced lie, like Bidenomics is working when it's not working. Everybody knows that. Look where gasoline prices are today. Look where rent prices are. People don't realize this. Rent is one of the biggest problems we still have. So she's not dumb. She's just a liar. That's what makes her so dangerous. It's clear the only qualification you need to be press secretary to this president is have no moral sense about the truth. And to believe once you lose your integrity, the rest is a piece of cake. That's who they put in there. Bidenomics is not working. It's a threat. Why do you think the stock market dropped 800 points the other day? Tuesday. The truth came out. The true inflation, what they call run rate of inflation, is 5%. The Fed targets 2%. And she's saying Bidenomics works? No. So remember, the two biggest rallies, remember this, from October 2022 to July 2023, that was 28%, was all fake, went up during the crises, during the three banking failures, and went up when rates are going up, all because they put a pool of $450 billion again and told their three biggest banks to buy Apple and Microsoft. Then the second rally, when that rally topped off at 28%, then the market started to collapse, went down 10% as of October 2023. And we thought we were going to go down at least 50, 60%. She jumped in. And what the hell she do? She suspends the payments on the coupons of the Treasury so rates would drop from 5 to 3%. All artificial. So here we are today in February, and we're still bouncing along the highest ever. The S&P has never been this high before. You know how dangerous that is? And the other thing they're not reporting, companies for 14 years been borrowing money at 0%, 1%. 14 years later, they've gone from paying $2 million in interest a year to $12 million to $14 million. How can they afford that? And Bidenomics is working? What, are you nuts? Layoffs are going to be huge.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. This message is for those of you asking the question, what do you think the stock market is going to do?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Well, you don't have to ask that question when you listen to my radio show, because you're going to know exactly what the market's going to do. You're going to know if the market's going to go up, you're going to know if the market's going to go down, or the market's not going to go anywhere.
Phil Grande and philsgang.com takes the worry out of investing.
Pay attention to my show, philsgang.com. It's fun, entertaining, and you get the greatest information, especially stock picks.
That's philsgang.com. What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone. Learn off of them, one-on-one. Now, that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars. But I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grande at philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. We're every day, and for 10 days, you don't pay a penny, and you're going to be investing sitting right next to us. That's right. Not physically, obviously, but if you're on your computer with us. And when I do my class, my trading class, we take our actual portfolio. I take my portfolio, Steven takes his portfolio, Willie works both portfolios, and you trade along with us. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. And the thing you're going to learn is not only how to be better at understanding how the stock market works. I'll give you an example. Oil shoots up today. Everybody's shocked. You ask my members. I've been telling them for the last, 6 months, we're going to make a ton of money in oil. Everybody's saying, well, there's no demand around the world for oil and all this garbage. All I know, I lived through the oil crisis in the 70s. I was in the energy business then. And when you got Hamas and those gangsters in control of the strait, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And the people who control oil, they're not stupid. You think they're just going to sit there and let a glut of oil come in? No, it doesn't work like that. And we're setting up our own trap because we keep spending more money than we take in. That means there's no faith in our dollar because we spend more than we take in. We have debt and deficits. Just look at our economic growth. Horrible. Look at our ratio of debt to economic growth. Should be 60%. It's double that. Horrendous. The monetary policy of Bidenomics is horrendous. So when I keep hearing all this stuff, how how everything is working, everything's great. It's not. Here, listen to this crap.
I was just with Howard Marks, Ray Dalio, and Jeffrey Gundlach. They're all three talking about how they think interest rates are more here to stay. You know, the markets say they're going to cut. They said, you know, Powell may cut one more time. He wants to be known for...
They must have been listening to my show. How long have I been saying that? I said, he's going to cut one time because he's going to be under pressure from the White House to cut. He's going to be under pressure one time just to make it look good, one time. That's it. You can't cut. How do you cut rates in the face of the worst inflation we've ever faced? And by the way, stop listening to these dopes when they keep taking credit for how inflation dropped from 9% to 3%. They destroyed the economy. Their monetary policy to drop from 9 to 3% destroyed our country. By keeping rates up, when they started to push rates high to fight inflation, and they kept putting forward that fake narrative that we are inflation slayers and we're going to keep raising rates to fight inflation. No, they didn't. At the time they were, yes, but they are destroying our economy. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So yes, when they dropped rates from 9 to 3%, it wasn't good. Now, if they dropped rates from 9 to 3%, inflation from 9 to 3%, and we were doing it because of higher productivity, higher business investment, I'd be all for it. I'd be doing cartwheels. Can you imagine if we took our inflation down from 9 to 3% because we're producing more? Our production's increasing. Can you imagine? And we cut our deficits, and we cut the waste, and we cut spending. They'll never do that. They're all a bunch of gangsters in that cesspool called Washington. They're not going to cut anything. That's why you're going to see rates go higher. And my game members will tell you, I've been saying that for months and months and months. Don't listen to them. There's not going to be 3 to 6 rate cuts. Maybe one to make everybody happy. But inflation's going to get higher and higher and higher. And the White House keeps blaming inflation on you, the consumer, and on companies. The president the other night at the Super Bowl was upset because his bag of potato chips were half empty or half full. Shrinkflation, he said. These damn companies, shrinkflation. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them, man. When it was his fault. It was his fault that his bag of potato chips was filled with hot air, just like he's filled with hot air. His fault, because he keeps spending more money. He keeps spending more money than the tax revenue. Blaming inflation on the corporation and why they're greedy because they put less potato chips in a bag. Are you kidding? Remember, a whole host of things drive inflation. But one of the biggest things that drive inflation, if you have bad monetary policies, and boy, do we have bad monetary policies. So the idea is you've got to be in the right stocks. When this stuff happens, you should always be making money consistently. It doesn't matter if inflation is high or inflation is low. You don't chase stocks. You got to be ahead of stocks. I mean, you don't chase them. Every time the rates go up, rates go down. No. So if you join our gang for 10 days, it's not going to cost you a penny, and you're going to learn how the stock market works. 85% of people lose money because, one, they never shorted a stock. They don't short. They just sit in there while they're getting clobbered. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Like a little parrot. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Unbelievable. You think after 85 years, they smarten up and say, well, maybe we should short these things. If the market's going down, shouldn't I be on the side that the market's going down? Shouldn't I be making money with the market going down? Shouldn't I be betting that these stocks are going down? No, your broker said, no, come on into the office. Come on into the office. What we're going to take your portfolio. We're going to readjust it. We may go 60% bonds, 40% stock, or we may go 40% bonds, 60% stock, or we may go 10% bonds and 80% fruitcakes. Oh, wouldn't it be easier, sir, if the market's going down 20% and rates are we know if rates go up, right, the market's going to go down. why don't we just take the stock that we were making money on the way up? Why don't we just turn it around and make money as it goes down? And then say to the broker, if you don't know how to do that, you don't know how to short, I got an idea. Say this to your broker, if you don't, because they're scared to death. Most brokers don't know how to short. Just tell them to get on their desk and stand on their head, facing the computer, and just do what they normally do. Buy, buy, buy. And they have no idea whether they're buying or shorting. Or make it easier on them, take the screen and flip it upside down and pretend you're buying. Cisco is a huge giant. They've been slashing jobs after job after job. Companies are slashing jobs, but you don't hear any of it in the fake business news network. No. Jobs are getting cut left and right, and they're going to get worse. Because, remember what I said, when they were at 0%, and they were loaning money to companies at 0.25%, those companies are now, instead of paying $2 trillion in interest a year, they're paying $14 trillion in interest a year. What do you think they go after first? What's the biggest expense? The biggest expense is the labor force. But see, nobody talks about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. MSNBC's not going to talk like that. CNBC's not going to talk about that. NBC's not going to talk about that. Nobody's going to talk about that. Because remember what they're selling us. Remember what they keep selling us every day.
Well, here's the thing. Bidenomics is indeed working.
Yeah, Bidenomics is working. Bidenomics is working. So you're going to see a whole bunch of layoffs. And it's already started. They're just hidden. All right, here's the bottom line. Look, I don't know if today is just going to be one day and this plunger team comes in and fixes everything. You know how they do that. One day is not a trend. But I can tell you this. The trend is the president, Washington, keeps spending more money than taking tax revenues. That doesn't work. They can't cut interest rates again. You're never going to see 2% target. It's ridiculous. Rates have to go up because of the monetary policies of this White House. They got to go up. It's just the truth. Just the truth. So please, join our gang tonight. And also remember, listen to us. Remember, I stream on YouTube and Rumble. And also remember, on Instagram, I have these little short things they call them, short. Check those out. Good information on those shorts I do.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.